Big news in the NFL. The Packers are releasing former All-Pro cornerback Jaire Alexander. That's been confirmed by our lead NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. He had 2 years remaining on his current deal. He was exploring trade options with Green Bay before being released. The move will save the Packers just over $17 million in cap space. Our NFL analyst, Bryant McFadden, joining us now with this breaking news. So, B-Mac, Alexander spent the first 7 years of his career in Green Bay. Played just in 14 games over the last 2 seasons, dealing with injuries. And B-Mac now hitting free agency for the first time in his career. How do you expect this one to play out?
Well, considering he has, a good bill of health, Jenny, I think the market for Jaire Alexander should be very, very intensive because he is that type of player. When he's healthy, he's a great player. You don't question anything with his defensive back ability. Sound in coverage, big-time playmaker, and he's a willing participant in the running game. Loves to tackle as well. But to your point, over the last 2 seasons, the Green Bay Packers, they've grown accustomed to playing without Jaire Alexander. That led to the move happening today. But I don't think he will be available long, Jenny. He's a guy that can really improve not just the secondary, but the entire defense. So if you're a team that's kind of straddling the fence of being a playoff caliber team, or if you're a team that has championship-like aspirations, if everything checks out with the medical, no question, you got to pull the trigger and try to make a move for Jaire Alexander.
Jonathan Jones reporting landing spots for Alexander. He said the Rams, the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Raiders, the Panthers, Vikings, Falcons, and Cardinals. Where do you like seeing him fit the most?
Coming from JJ, I love those teams. I love Atlanta. I love the Rams, clearly. Heck, you can throw Miami into the equation also, Jenny, because clearly they're trying to move on from their best cornerback in Jalen Ramsey. But there was a team, as I listened to you, I didn't hear come out of your mouth in terms of what you gave us from Jonathan Jones. There's the team I would like to throw into the equation. What about the Philadelphia Eagles? Right? Think about this. Now, when you look at what the Eagles did a year ago, no question, outstanding defensive performances throughout the year led to a championship, but they moved on from big play Slay, Darius Slay. Now when you look at Quinyon Mitchell, no question, he's a guy you want to build around. But outside of Quinyon Mitchell, Kelee Ringo is slated to be the starting cornerback opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. If you're a Howie, and if everything checks out in terms of the medical, you gotta see what it would take to go get Jaire Alexander, because you gotta understand something about this secondary. They're gonna get every opposing offense's best effort in terms of how well they played a year ago. And just adding more experience along with more playmaking ability that Jaire has at his disposal. If I'm Howie, I roll the dice, because one thing Howie has that the other teams don't have: championships, a recent championship. And that could be a great recruiting pitch to get a guy like Jaire Alexander, who clearly wants to get an opportunity to hoist the Sticky Lombardi.
The most recent championship. I would say that's a great little tool you got. Hey, you want one of these? Come over here, buddy. All right, B-Mac, don't go anywhere. We've got more coming from you shortly as we take a look at the notable Packers odds this season. Things are looking pretty good for the Green Bay Packers, although Jaire Alexander will no longer be on this team. Over 9.5 wins, plus 110. I take that.